A nice day today. I had a wonderful day. I started it off with a beautiful, as our dear Mr. President would say, a beautiful breakfast. I had my eggs, and my sausage and my bacon, and I had a couple beers with it, two, three, four, five, six, 7 beers with it, and to brighten up the taste, I had a wad of chewing tobacco that I put in there at the same time I was chewing on my eggs because it's just a great flavor that I like to have there. That nice taste of that nicotine going down, sliding down the old throat with the eggs. And today I decided to have my bacon instead of the sausage today. I don't know what it was. I was just in more of a bacon mood today. And, I get to choose what I want to do as far as the bacon or the sausage because I can go like I go either way, whatever they call it. What do they call that these days? They call it what, a transgender. Yeah, I'm transgender. I'll either eat bacon or the sausage. In the morning for my breakfast with my eggs. And I'll tell you what, I'll never forget. The only reason why I voted for Mr. Trump in the last elections because he said he would lower the price of eggs, and he certainly did that. And I just couldn't be happier than have my low price of my eggs in the morning. I got Mr. Trump to thank for that. I don't care about nothing else. I don't care about, all this whoopty doopty stuff that doesn't matter, like unemployment and nuclear wars and crime and murders and immigrations and all that stuff. As long as the price of my eggs are down, that's all I care about. And that's the reason why I voted for Mr. Trump. The only reason right there. I'm telling you right now. That's what I call make America great again. That's what I say. Yeah. But I wanted to get on here because I know Mr. Trump was just in Japan meeting all the Oriental people over there that I guess they're okay. They're not uh, they're not bombing Pearl Harbor or nothing like that like they used to. So I guess they're okay. So he was talking to the Japanese prime minister. I can't believe Japan, they got a lady prime minister. Can you believe that? I mean, that Japan got a woman in there to lead their country even before the United States of America. Before we got a woman in, I can't believe that Japan beat the United States of America, the most powerful nation that the universe has ever seen, led by Mr. Donald Jehovah Trump, the most beautiful, most intelligent person that the world has ever seen. I'm telling you right now. And I can't believe Japan got a lady prime minister in there now. It's just unbelievable. I'm telling you. Then he went over to meet the Chinese guy, Mr. Zhejiang Ping Pong, or whatever his name was, and see if he can make out some good deals. Like Mr. Trump always makes good deals and stuff. I have to admit, he usually makes the best deals when he's got a little bit involved in it and he can make some money off of it. So he tries to do a better job if he can get some money out of it himself, which I don't blame him because that's the American way right there. If you can make a profit no matter how it is, that's the free enterprise system. And if you're the president and you can haul in a few $1 billion by making some side deals, I don't see nothing wrong with that at all. But anyway, we got this government shutdown here that's caused by the communist socialist Democrats that are trying to destroy the country by shutting down the government. And they're going to be starving all the people and stuff. At least that's what all the Republicans are saying. That it's the Democrats are going to starve everybody to death. And I don't know. That don't sound too good to be. But Mr. Trump is a man to man. I'm telling you right now. You can't mess with Mr. Trump. So if there's something he wants to make sure that he makes a point of, or something that he wants to do, he doesn't care if people starve or don't have health insurance or something. Now he could care less, and I give him credit for that. He ain't a snowflake, one of these softy communist Democrats, that'll feel sorry for people and stuff, whether they're starving or they're dying from no health insurance. Leave Mr. Trump don't have those feelings. He's just all business. That's what I like about him. Okay. And he's not going to give in. I'm telling you right now, the Democrats better give in, or we're going to have a lot of people starving to death because Mr. Trump never gives in. He never admits any wrongdoing, never admits his wrong. He never backs down, and it don't matter what it is. It don't matter what damage it does. Mr. Trump does not care, and that's what I like about him. And I think Mr. Mikey Johnson, the one with the glasses and stuff like that, is boy, he just does whatever Mr. Trump tells him to do. So I sort of like Mr. Johnson because he just does anything Mr. Trump tells him to do. He says, well, keep everybody out of town, keep Congress from meeting and stuff like that. And Mr. Mikey Johnson does whatever Mr. Trump tells him to do. And I sort of like him for that. And so I don't know when all this government stuff is going to end. Um, I don't know if it's going to raise the price of my eggs or not, but if it's going to affect the price of my eggs, I don't want nothing to do with it. We better open up the government if price of my eggs start going up, you know. So we can't have that. And I know Mr. Trump. I guess he invited the Argentinas with their with their fancy dancing that they do down there. The Argentinas, what do they do down there? The bamba or the limbo or whatever the hell that is. I guess he likes them, so he said, you know what? You go ahead and you just send all your beef up here to our country so we can all have lower prices up here. Mr. Trump, he just cares about the American people that we please lower prices as much as possible. Now, I know that if I was a beef farmer, I might be a little ticked off about that because, it's going to drive you out of business, that you can't sell your beef at a good price because they got all this other beef coming from Argentina and stuff. And so I don't know if I quite understand that because Mr. Trump's always talking about America first, and we gotta start building stuff from America and stuff, and stop getting stuff from other countries and stuff. But as soon as he gets the first chance, he tells Argentina, "Go ahead and send all your beef in, and we'll drive all our beef farmers out of business." I don't know if I quite understand that one, but I tell you what. Well, Mr. Trump is the most intelligent person that the universe has ever seen. So if he thinks it's going to help or whatever he says, I'm all for it. Whatever he says, it's got to be good. That's all I can say. And, all the troops that he's sending into all these cities, all these communist, socialist, democratic cities, I think that's a good thing too. Because they just need a good slapping down, is what they need. They need a big curfew. Tell everybody you can't come out at night after 8 o'clock. Y'all gotta be in your house because you all come out after 8 o'clock, you cause nothing but problems. So if I was Mr. Trump, I'd send the troops in and tell all the people in Chicago or Los Angeles or that communist stronghold up in Portland, Oregon. I don't know why that's such a commie place up there. I tell them, it's 8 o'clock rolls around. You gotta go in your house and lock the door and stay in there, and you can't come out. All right, now, that would solve all the problems of the crime right there. I'm sure it would. And I don't know what else is going on. Well, we got some elections coming up, and all that stuff. We'll see what's going to happen with that. I don't know, Mr. Trump. I don't know. For some reason, I don't quite understand. I don't know. His popularity figures ain't quite very high, and I can't understand why because he's such a wonderful person. You know, he's a He's the most lovable person we've ever seen in the whole world, and I don't understand why his popularity figures are going down. I just don't understand it. And I might have something to do with, I don't know, I think unemployment's going up. I think inflation's going up. I think, yeah, I don't think people can find jobs anymore, and that might have something to do with that. And, maybe sending troops into cities and stuff. A lot of people don't like that, and I don't understand why. Because I'll tell you what, if I if I had a National Guards person living in my house, I'd feel a lot more secure. I think if Mr. Trump could figure out a way to have a National Guardsman in everybody's house, just think how secure you'd feel. So I think maybe he should try doing that, and that would help out. That would make people feel a lot better, more secure. You know, and so I don't see nothing wrong with that at all. Matter of fact, we have all sorts of troops in the street and on the corner, every corner and stuff. Just think how secure you'd feel. You could have a couple tanks out there and stuff, a couple grenade launchers and bazookas and stuff. You'd feel even a lot more secure than that. I'll tell you that right now. Ain't nobody gonna be robbing no place or hitting nobody over the head to get their purse or nothing like that. So I think maybe that's a good idea too. But anyway, I hope this government shutdown works. I know that we had the World Series going on, and in Canada just perturbed Mr. Trump by playing this one ad that Ronald Reagan said, back in the 80s about tariffs, that they were a bad thing. And they played it right during the baseball game, and Mr. Trump must have saw it. Nah, he didn't like that at all. So he stopped all the trade talks with Canada, saying, "Hey, you're making me look bad here." As a matter of fact, I don't think Mr. Reagan said that at all. That's what I think. I think it's all AI generated. I don't think Mr. Reagan said that at all. I think it's all makeup about the fake news. They just made it up and all that stuff. So anyway, so we got mad at Canada again. I don't know what it is about him and Canada. Well, they just don't seem to get along for some reason. I think what the problem was is when Mr. Trump first got in there, and he was talking about making Canada like the 51st state. And Canada, put up a ruffle tuffle about that they didn't like that kind of talking. I didn't quite understand that right at the time. It's like, well, you mean you're telling me that you don't want to be part of the United States of America, Canada? What you got up there? Hockey pucks and Eskimos, and that's about it. And you don't want to be a part of the greatest, most powerful nation that the universe has ever seen, the United States of America? I can't believe it. So anyway, they put up a fight. So I guess we ain't invaded or made them the 51st state yet. But I tell you what, we still got 3 years to go with our beloved president, Mr. Trump. So who knows what might happen in these 3 years? I'm telling you right now. I say make America great again. That's what I say. And I don't know what else is going on. I don't know. We got all the elections coming up, and I know some of these states are redistricting all their congressional lines and stuff, and I think that's a good idea. So if they can draw all the lines again, so that it gives more stuff to Mr. Trump, I say, yeah, that's great. We'll draw all the lines. Matter of fact, if you want to, just don't give anything to the Democrats. Just say, oh, I'm sorry. Democrats, you just ain't invited in this state no more, so you don't get no congressional districts no more. I think that would just be wonderful. That all the Republican states could just take over and say, "Bye, the major Democrats, you communist pinkles." You just can't have no representation at all. I think that's great. That's what makes America. No representation at all for the communist Democrats and stuff like that. Just kick them out. Matter of fact, I say just kick them all out, period. That's what I say. Yeah. And Mr. Putin, I don't know what's going on with Mr. Putin. Uh, Mr. Trump just can't seem to get Mr. Putin to do what he wants to do for some reason. I don't know what's going on there. You know what I think? I think Mr. Putin just needs a good kick in the ass from the United States of America. That's what I think. He needs a good kick in the ass by the United States of America. And then that'll turn his attitude around a little bit, the little communist, you know, just trying to still cause problems and all that stuff. I just don't know. I don't really like him too much, but I don't know what's going on there. But anyway, well, we still got the government shutdown going on. And I certainly do hope that it ends pretty soon, because I don't want to see people in the streets starving and everything. I know that, Mr. Trump don't really care, one way or the other as far as that. But, I sort of care a little bit, not too much, but just a little bit, though. Like I said, my main concern is just the price of eggs, all right? I don't care about people starving in the street and they don't got no WIC food, no food stamps, and no health insurance, and all that stuff. I say only the strong survive in the United States of America. Only the strong survive. That's what I say. So, if you're starving in the street or whatever like that, well, I guess that was just your choice that you made that you wanted to starve. That's what I say. So I say, make America great again. So you don't get nothing unless you work for it. That's what I say. I don't care if you're handicapped or whatever it is. You get your ass out there and you work. As a matter of fact, I don't even think they should have Social Security. I think they should just make people work until they die, right up to the day that they die. They should be going to work because there ain't nothing that builds character better than going to work. And I think that maybe we should just get away with all the Social Security stuff and just make people working up until the day they die. Now that's what I call making America great again, right there. Yeah. But anyway, I just wanted to get on here just for a second and touch base with you, see how everybody was doing. And I'll probably be getting back with you tomorrow with some more words of wisdom. So y'all have a nice rest of the day. I'll be talking to you later. Bye bye.